Imagine that you're finna take your final exam for a tax class that you're taking in college. The teacher gives you one very simple question. There's no internet, you don't have Google, you don't have any of those resources at you, and you ask her where you can find the answer at. She gives you a document of approximately 400 pages and says you can find it in here. Back after the 16th Amendment was created, the tax code was approximately 400 pages long. Today, it covers over 73,000 pages. So that will be a very difficult question to answer, right? So imagine having extra money in your pocket by not having to pay your income tax and having it coming out of your check every week, every 2 weeks, or every month. Be great, right? We can do this. The present tax code is an unfair system. It's very unfair. And it's also very hard to enforce. Just in the past 2 years, according to CNN Money, there's been $8.8 billion paid out for fraudulent income tax returns. It's a lot of money. And the IRS has 3,000 employees working to prevent this. Even though they stopped many of them, still, that's a lot of money to pay out for fraudulent returns. Also, according to CNN Money, in the year 2010, prisoners that we have locked up in the United States frauded the federal government out of $758 million. You think they're locked up? That just shows how easy it is for them to fraud the United States government out of money. And many of these people are never prosecuted. There's an estimated 11.1 million undocumented workers in the United States. These people do not have Social Security numbers, they do not have EIN numbers, so they're not paying any federal income tax. So if you do the math, if you got the 11.1 million people, they're working 40-hour week jobs, they're making $7.25 an hour, and they're paying a tax rate of 10%. This equals $319,029,000 a week that the government does not collect in taxes for undocumented workers. And many people never pay taxes. Many of the people that are below $50,000, $60,000 a year with earned income credit and child tax credits, they often get back more than they pay in. So it's unfairly distributed to the wealthier people, and I know there's a lot of debate back and forth, but I think as United States citizens we should all pay our fair share. A fair tax would be much easier a tax to enforce and collect. Legislation would have to be passed, studies would have to be done, we would have to determine what the tax would have to be implemented to cover the cost of the federal government, which is way too high. They need to cut spending also. And when I talk about a fair tax, I'm talking about just a flat sales tax on anything that you purchase in the United States. There's many different variations about it, but I just think this is the simplest, the easiest one to enforce, and the one that's the fairest across the board. So again, income tax would be eliminated. So imagine getting your pay stub, and on that place where it says payroll deductions, where it says federal income tax withheld, there's $0 right there. That would be great. You'd have that money to put in your pocket. Again, if you spent money, you pay taxes. If you didn't spend money, you didn't pay taxes. So collection of the taxes will be much, much easier. You wouldn't have 73,000 pages of tax codes to enforce and to go through. So it would be very simple. You set up your tax for your purchases. The vendors, they collect the taxes and send them to the government. There's approximately 93,337 employees working for the IRS. 91,082 are full-time, according to numbersof.com. So I would think that a large percentage of these jobs could be cut out over time, saving even more money. The taxes will benefit many people, including the government. Money saved by citizens, if you're frugal and you save money, then you wouldn't have to pay taxes on it. So if you spend $500, if you make $500 a week and you save $200 or $150, you wouldn't pay taxes on that $150. You would never have to wait on a 1099 form to file your income taxes at the end of the year. If you save it, you get to keep it. The interest is paid on it, you get to keep it. Taxes will be fairly distributed across the board. Everybody will pay their fair share. Again, the person making $10,000 a year and the person making $1 million a year, everybody's going to pay their same amount. If you buy something, you pay your taxes. If you don't buy anything, you save your money, you don't pay taxes. The additional revenue will help with the deficit. The deficit's got to be decreased, so I would expect that a percentage be put in there to help start paying down the deficit. I still think this can be done with being fair and actually costing the majority of the people not a whole lot more money, if any. You can make a difference if you support this cause very simply. You can contact your local senator or your House of Representatives that work in White House every day by going to www.house.gov or going to www.senate.gov. Please, if you support this, send them an email, give them a call, write them a letter. There's been many variations of this tried to be passed over the years. None of them has passed, but we really need to move forward. Finally, I'd like to leave y'all with a quote from Senator John Barrasso from Wyoming. He's a Republican. He said, "After years of making matters worse, it is time for the White House and Congress to solve this problem. So please take action."